What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade coming to you with the hottest topics around today on some basketball analysis ish. And I want to talk about my Boston Celtics making two big moves today to change up and shake up their roster again going into this season. We have lost a whole lot of talent this year mainly because of the salary cap, the second apron and the first apron. We're trying to get as far as we can under the tax. We're basically conceding this year that we won't be a championship team because we basically got rid of majority of the roster that helped us win a championship. We got rid of big names, and now we're even getting rid of role players. Don't forget that they said that the Celtics are still trying to get rid of Anthony Simons also, and we'll see if they're able to do that this offseason too. And it's crazy seeing how we went all in to win a championship 2 years ago, and then with that team, we already blowing up everything and going in a totally different direction, which is hard to swallow those pills because we looked amazing. We looked like we was going to be ready to take over the league for multiple years. And this year we was one of the only three teams to win 60 games in the regular season with the Cavaliers and the Oklahoma City Thunder, showing you that we still had enough to be able to do it. The New York Knicks did build their team to counter what the Celtics did well and how they played, and it ended up working out as they eliminated us in the semifinals, in the playoffs, in the Eastern Conference. And now it just seems like the Celtics are trying to get rid of everybody. Like I said, the Celtics will lower their tax bill to 73.1 million to 30.4 million with the maneuver as Niang was on an 8.2 million expiring contract. And since we got rid of him for RJ Lewis, the Utah Jazz will eat that salary as he's a more expensive player than RJ Lewis. But the Celtics compensated them by giving them 2 second-round picks to get rid of that contract and to get off Georges Niang as fast as they could. The Celtics acquired Georges Niang from the Atlanta Hawks in the June trade that included Kristaps Porzingis. Niang also played for Utah earlier in his career before leaving to go to Philadelphia, and obviously he found himself in Cleveland. It all made sense because they were still trying to win. He was trying to find a way to get a good role, get paid, and still help a team possibly win a championship. Didn't really work out that way for those teams, but he was a big part of those teams and was a good player in those rotation minutes. And he showed that he could be a valuable type of player if you give him the right lineups to play with on both ends of the court. And the Celtics, they was like, the guy ain't bad, but we rather just save money. And we rather just put ourselves in a better financial situation this year than to keep him around. Because when you're attaching 2 second-round picks, you really want to get off that contract. Even though that's common in today's game to do these type of deals, the Celtics held out as long as they could to find a trade partner, and this probably was the best deal that they could find, and they just went along with it for now. Another move that the Boston Celtics made was getting Chris Boucher. He agreed to a $3.3 million deal for 1 year. Boucher is expected to have a significant role with the Boston Celtics in their front court as they have lost Kristaps Porzingis and Al Horford and Big Luke Cornett in the offseason so far. And in 50 games last season with the Raptors, Chris Boucher did average 10 points and 4.5 rebounds, and he only played 17 minutes. He is an interesting player because he can shoot the three. He shot 36% from three last season in those 50 games, and he did attempt 3.9 attempts. That's not the first time he done did that before. He also has been a little inconsistent, a little shaky with that shot, depending on his chances of playing and his opportunity. And like I said, jump shot usually go and come and go a lot anyway. But the fact that he did shoot 49% or close to that his entire career, he's about 48% from the field, shows you that he could be a quality role player. He is 32. He is only 6'9", 200 pounds. Not the biggest guy, not the strongest guy. Also not the fastest guy either. But I think his rebounds will go up because they're going to give him more opportunity and more chances. He might even average about a block or close to it. because he's going to have a situation where he might be opportunities there to do that too. And he has done it throughout his career a couple times. So I wouldn't be surprised if he came close to it or did it this year. And the fact that he should be able to give you 10 points is good to see too. I don't see that changing for the Celtics. He's going to get an ample amount of 3-point shots. He's going to get some dump offs. He's going to get some transition basket probably too. And that should help him keep his and maintain his field goal percentage. And it also should help him get easy shots. We got a lot of slashers. We got a lot of playmakers. So he's going to fit right in with the space and the ability to still be close to the basket at the same time. And that helps most big men. And I think it helped him. So I'm not crazy over Chris Boucher, but he's not the worst player to have. He's an NBA player legitly. And I think that we should respect him as that. And I think he can come in and do some things for us. I don't really expect anything crazy. I don't expect anything different than what he's been doing for other organizations. And I think that's a good thing that we know what we're getting, and we know that he feels a role and the need that we need to have filled. But I also would say he's not Porzingis, he's not Al Horford, he's not Luke Cornett defensively either. They're bigger, they're lankier, they're stronger, and they excelled in their roles. And I think they're better defenders than Chris Boucher also. But then again, we was paying them more because of that. So we had to take that in context, and we had to see it that way too. And you can't get everything you want. We had that way go our way, and we ended up cashing in and winning the championship. Now it's about retooling our roster to fit what they're going to be once we see how Jason Tatum plays and how he looks. And it's going to be tough, at the beginning for him to get his burst back. It's going to be tough for him to get his feel back, as it is for most players that have that type of injury. But we believe in him. He's a hard worker. He's one of the best players in the league basically every single season. He averaged 30, so he knows how to use his body. He knows how to play the game, and that's something that you have to know if you're going to be able to bounce back from this injury, because you're not going to be able to do the same things that you used to do. You're not going to be able to do it the same way that you used to do, but he is a guy that can reinvent himself, and hopefully he does, because we're going to need him if we're going to get another championship in Boston. And his value will tank for that reason, because once you come off an injury, people going to want to see it first before they want to make a move. And that means we might be stuck to that contract we just gave him a couple years in a row from now. Same with Jaylen Brown. These guys are only going to get older. They're only going to get more beat up. It's just how the league goes and how it is. But at least we still know the fact that there are a good fit together, and that they are good together at the highest level, which is the NBA, and also going to the NBA Finals twice and going to the Eastern Conference several times, showing you that they are one of the best duos in the league, and hopefully they can be that in the future. But some smaller news about some players. I would also say that Giannis is still evaluating if he wants to stay with the Bucks. That's going to be continuous. It's always going to be, should I stay or should I go? You're torn between the two. It happens that way. The Celtics are likely to leave final roster spot open for now. Boston is just 1.9 million under the second apron. The Celtics aren't going to finish this season as a second apron team, though, as the salary reducing moves earlier this summer have indicated. For now, the Celtics is to leave that spot open. They may fill in, well, while the season is going on. When they move, is really makes a lot of sense for them to do it. But other than that, the Boston also will consider further moves to shed salary, as they currently 9.9 above the first apron and 17.9 million above the luxury tax. So we still got more moves that we might have to make to end up getting underneath both of those things. But it just shows you that we're a little desperate for now, and we're in a tougher situation than we thought that we probably would be in. And we just have to accept the fact that, that's what it takes to win in this league. You have to load up your talent. You have to have, the guts to do it. You have to have the ability to communicate with the front office and the owners to be able to make sure the moves are on the same page of what y'all trying to accomplish that year. Because this year right now is just looking like we're just going to be a regular team. We're not really trying to be a playoff team. We're not trying to be a championship team. We're not really doing anything until we see what Jason Tatum can do for us and what he can still give us. And then we'll go from there. And it does make sense to have that type of approach since it's that severe of an injury to basketball players. But all I can do is hope that Jaylen Brown stays healthy and he doesn't sustain any serious injuries this year. That's the main thing we should be trying to look forward to at the end of the day, if you're a Celtics fan. And other than that, that's all the news today. Chris Boucher is now picked up for a year, and now we had shedded even more salary. And now we get to see what is the next move. And I think it's going to be Anthony Simons finding a new home, and that should be enough, to get us closer to our goal of being under the luxury tax and under the second apron. And if that's what we're trying to accomplish for the reasons I just mentioned, we have to be bought into that strategy because it allows us to be more flexible in the future. And it might give us a different iteration of this Boston Celtics team that can probably get us back to our championship level that we're trying to get back to and want to reach. And that's something that we have to have in the back of our mind. And that's something that we have to see is the business perspective, whether we like it or not. It's something that we have to have in our heads because that affects how players play, how they get to the team, if they want it, if they need it, and if that's the team that we should buy into, because every team is going to have different expectations. This one is a lower one. Obviously, when Tatum's get back, it's going to be a little bit higher. Then we got to see how they put the moves around them to fit. But these deals will help us do that in the future too. And a lot of those guys we had to get off of now because they're only getting older and they've been a little banged up and beat up too. So it makes sense to get rid of them because some of those deals made sense for both teams and mostly for us because we know our direction. We know what we're trying to do as an organization, and it's not nothing to be scared of. It's not nothing to be mad at. It just makes sense for us to be in this head mentality wise. This is what we should be doing, and it does make sense. So now we just have to wait to see what's the next move of shedding salary, and then we'll see if we're able to accomplish that before the season starts or training camp or preseason starts also. And then we know what the type of roster we're going to have and how we're going to go into the season looking like, and that should be something to keep up with as the weeks continue to go by. Other than that, comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell for more analysis. And if you're new to the channel, I do conversation videos just like this, but I also do breakdowns with real footage of legends, current legends, rookies, and also future stars. I also do my draft and draft coverage. So you love NBA content, you can't get enough. I already have over 3,000 plus videos that you can watch right now. And the thing about it is they all free for you to see. And on top of that, I upload videos each and every day. So if you love NBA content, you can't get enough of it for that reason too. You can look at the channel as a form of entertainment for that. And this is something that I love to do. I've been doing it for 10 plus years, and I plan on continuing it. And it should be fun and it should be exciting. And let's just see what continues to happen. All I can do is say thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for making time for me. Thank y'all for supporting me in the past. Also, hopefully in the present and in the future. Thank y'all for appreciating the content for what it is and continuing to come back and continue to make time for me and caring about what I have to say and what I think. I really appreciate that, and I love y'all for that. And that's the reason why the channel was created, and that's the reason why this channel continues to go on. And all I can say is thank y'all, and I really love y'all for that. And hopefully you guys continue to get some rest, some fun, and some leisure, and also continue to set new goals, to have something to look forward to in your life. And all I can say is that's the best advice I can give y'all, to stay as focused, locked down, and happy as you can, and stay out of trouble. And if you get in trouble, don't let it get too down on you, because it can always change during that day and the other days. And that's all I can have y'all to do, is have your best mentality going forward for yourselves and for your friends, family, and loved ones. Other than that, I'm gone. Peace out. Y'all stay blessed up, and hopefully I can see you guys tomorrow.